There is now new evidence from a person close to the Saudi royal family who is now saying that look, this guy MBS Mohammed bin Salman, he can do anything. In my other video I mentioned about the possibility of MBS Mohammed bin Salman, the Saudi crown prince, destroying Kaaba. That's what I mentioned. Obviously for a lot of people this is something unacceptable, something they would not agree with, something they will say you are just insane, you are just crazy, how can you even say that? But for other people there is a great possibility, including this person. I will mention to you about this person in a second, but before I do that and talk more about the potential of MBS Mohammed bin Salman destroying the Kaaba or preventing the Mahdi or even fighting the Mahdi if he is now here, we'll talk about this possibility in a second. One thing I want to mention to you, in this channel we talk about Isa alayhi salam, Jesus, we talk about Sea of Galilee, Euphrates River, we talk about Yajuj and Majuj, Dajjal, Imam Mahdi arrival, and many other topics that are related with end of time. So if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing inshallah, because we'll be talking about this topic in this channel, only these topics. I want you to take a look at this video first, and then inshallah you can understand better.
I am here to sound the alarm about a psychopath killer in the Middle East with infinite resources who poses threat to his people, to the Americans, and to the planet. A psychopath with no empathy, doesn't feel emotion, never learned from his experience, and we have witnessed atrocities and crimes committed by this killer.
Okay, so a few things I want to mention to you before I play the video, the rest of it, because the video is wallahi very interesting, believe it or not. So basically his name is Saad al-Jabri. He used to work for the US government, sorry, Saudi government, not US, and he fled to Saudi Arabia, and that was in the year 2017, right after Mohammed bin Nayef was ousted. And he came to Canada seeking a refuge from the Saudi government and saying that look, if you send me back, this guy is gonna just get rid of me. In fact, what happened is 2018 October, Saad al-Jabri, he said that Saudi government MBS, he sent a hit team in October, a few days after Jamal Khashoggi was assassinated, if you remember Jamal Khashoggi. In other words, Saad al-Jabri, he is saying that this guy MBS Mohammed bin Salman has all the symptoms, has all the reasons why he should fight anybody in the world, whoever will come on his way. Now, a few things he has mentioned, very interesting, very important for all of us to understand. So you can see the MBS picture right here. So he mentioned a few things that are very interesting. Let me play the video a little bit more, and then I will inshallah let you know what he said.
The warning I received, don't be in a proximity of any Saudi mission in Canada. Don't go to the consulate. Don't go to the embassy. Said why? Said they dismembered the guy. They kill him. You are in the top of the list. And he told him, I want to assassinate King Abdullah. I got a poison ring from Russia. It's enough for me just to shake hand with him, and he will be done.
A poison ring from Russia?
And that's what he said, whether he's just bragging, but he said that, and we took it seriously.
Do you think Mohammed bin Salman fears you?
He fears my information. I expect to be killed one day, because this guy will not rest off until he sees me.
It happened, or it actually started from the year 2015. Okay, 2015, what MBS did is he met his cousin Mohammed bin Nayef, and he told him in a private meeting, he told him that I can get rid of the king. That time it was King Abdullah. He said, all I need to do is to shake his hand and he will be done. And that secret meeting was actually recorded. Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, he knows where the recordings are. He's the only person who knows. He said that in 2015, then 2017, he became the crown prince, replacing Mohammed bin Nayef. There was a tension in the royal family, and that tension became so intense that Mohammed bin Salman, he had to house arrest his cousin Mohammed bin Nayef. Mohammed bin Naif at that time was the interior minister, so the interior minister. He lost his position and he was under house arrest. Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, when he came to power, he decided to go after everyone whoever will talk against him. And that includes, as I mentioned, Jamal Khashoggi and also Saad al-Jabri. Saad al-Jabri, the Saudi government is saying that this guy, he is a fabricator, means he makes things up to accuse or to blame them, to mock the Saudi government. Saad al-Jabri, on the other hand, saying that no, I'm not crazy, I'm not a fabricator, rather I'm speaking the truth. MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, is a problem for the entire world. He is a problem for Saudi government. He is a problem for US, even America. Saad al-Jabri, what he did, he filed a petition. Actually, he filed a civil suit back in the year 2020, last year, against MBS, accusing him of trying to kill him. Everything would have been fine, handy dandy, would have believed in MBS, and I said, you know what, MBS is really not guilty, he's innocent, and this guy is a fabricator, right? Saad al-Jabri is a fabricator. But what he did, MBS did after that, will shock you. What he did, Mohammed bin Salman, he arrested his son Omar and his daughter Sarah and gave them prison time. The son Omar 9 years and the daughter Sarah for 6.5 years. Why he would do that if he was innocent? If Saad al-Jabri is lying, why would Mohammed bin Salman put them behind bars? The reason I'm mentioning you all of this story in light of end of time, as I mentioned, and the coming of the Mahdi, is because, dear my sisters, we know hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he mentioned, even though this is a da'if hadith, but there is a possibility this can happen, especially if you take a look at what is happening right now in Saudi Arabia. There is a possibility this hadith will be followed by some people. The Prophet, he said, يَقْتَتِلَ عِنْدَ كَنْزِكُمْ سَلَاسَةٌ كُلُّهُمْ ibnu khalifatan. Rasulullah said that 3 sons of Khalif will be fighting kanzikum, for your treasure, and all of them will be son of Khalif, and none of them will be able to gain it. If you take a look at this hadith, and if you take a look at what is happening, which is the main reason why I described the whole situation, you will find there is a great possibility that indeed a time will come when all of this ruling class, the leaders, the people from the Saudi royal family, will be fighting each other for the throne, for the leadership. Now, as we say, at the end of time, and we talk about the Mahdi and the coming of the Dajjal and whatnot, so let me talk to you about the Mahdi. Saudi Arabia MBS right now he's in a position where he is willing to even poison his own uncle who died, King Abdullah. He said, I can bring a ring from Russia and shake his hand and he'll be done. There is a possibility this is true. Okay, there is a possibility that this is true, that this is what MBS did, because if you take a look at the evidences, the rap sheet of these Saudi leaders, out of Saudi Arabia's leaders, you will see that none of them are actually pure. Only few of them were not corrupt, but most of them, they come to power with some kind of dishonest means, and Saudi Arabia's MBS is the best example of that. So the point is that Saudi Arabia MBS, you can imagine he is willing to kill his uncle. He assassinated his countryman Jamal Khashoggi. Also, this guy who used to work for the Saudi government, Saad al-Jabri, the one you just saw. In other words, he is willing to go to extra mile in order to prevent, or to protect, I should say, his throne, his power, his leadership. Anybody who would come in his way, he's gonna get rid of them. That is something we can establish easily by looking at what happened recently. In other words, when the Mahdi is here, let's say Imam Mahdi or any other Muslim leader for that matter who wants to take charge of the Ummah is here and saying that we will lead the country, we will lead the Ummah, MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, he is going to stop that person. So if it is Imam Mahdi, obviously he's going to prevent him. Even if he knows that this is the real Mahdi, this is the true Mahdi, he will have no problem going after him. And at the same time, dear brothers and sisters, we have to understand this thing. Allah Azza wa Jal will not send Mahdi in this situation. The circumstance that we have right now is not a circumstance for the Mahdi to appear. Wallahi. Allah Azza wa Jal will take care of the Saudi leadership first, because it is directly related with the coming of the Mahdi. Allah Azza wa Jal will make easy, the path will be cleared for the Mahdi, so that when he is here nobody will be fighting against him, like especially like MBS. Obviously we also know that there will be earthquake, the earth will, not earthquake, but the earth will swallow the army who will try to come and harm the Mahdi. So dear my sisters, the situation right now is very, very dangerous that we're living right now. We need to keep an eye and see for ourselves whether MBS has any plan to not only prevent the coming of the Mahdi, or that he would never give him bayah, or that he would never relinquish his power, but also if there is any possibility for MBS to actually destroy Kaaba if needed be, which I hope will not happen, but you can never know. He's called psychopath, unpredictable person. If you're new here, consider subscribing, like this video. If you share this video, inshallah, I'll see you soon again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.